Hello and welcome everyone. What the laptop is here? Just stream শুরু করলাম এইমাত্র. So there was this particular issue. It took me like almost half an hour to resolve. It was not streaming on Twitch. It was just going to YouTube. So apparently Twitch has changed their streaming in just endpoint. So I had to, without changing anything, the one that I use, oh, fuck. So the thing that I use for multi-streaming, to streaming to both the places at one time, right? YouTube and the Twitch. There I just updated that and it started streaming without me changing anything that is streaming software. This is my tool. Made in 18, 19. 3 বছর ধরে এই সার্ভার চলছে এখন। আমি জানি, the thing is, for 3 years the server is running for without any maintenance. It's working. Like if you don't change anything, that's fine. If you do change stuff, that's also still works. Like that's kind of, it should work. That's what is internet purpose is. But in this day and age, nobody expects things to run for these many years. This was like a old methodology thing where you set it and forget it, and things just keep on running. Nowadays, cloud. Yes. Yes. The point is like though nobody is watching yet. Oh, there's one viewer. That probably that's me. Alright.
Okay, so I'm subject
Huh?
subject
It's okay, you don't have to. As in, I understand the gesture, it's not really helpful at the point. One day I'll need that help. That day I'll ask you for spreading the news.
যাই হোক, তো আমি কিন্তু ওই আইডিয়াটা শুনবো কি লাস্টে, মানে আগের দিন কিন্তু ডিসাইড করলেন
আজকে না কথা বলবো। আজকে like I want to stream just to play the game. I don't want to talk anymore. Okay. Yesterday I talked too much. Today I went outside. I'm drained. Yes. But if you really want to help, you can make me a coffee if you want. হ্যাঁ, চা খাচ্ছি এখন, চা কি আছে?
হ্যাঁ, ঠিক আছে। ওকে, তাহলে আমরা ভিডিও আসছে।
ওকে, cool.
তারপর না পাসপোর্ট বানাতে হবে।
Passport. Hey, Gautam is here. Hey man.
Hi.
What's up? Just started. Should I play Dota instead? I don't know.
আমার কি দেখা উচিত তাহলে?
I don't know. If you want to, you can watch.
Okay, I will watch. যতক্ষণ আমার চা শেষ হচ্ছে,
Okay.
তারপর আমি এটা রাখতে আসবো।
Okay, let's go play Dota then. You? Actually, go PUBG. I mean, I don't mind. Only thing is that yesterday I didn't stream. Let's play one PUBG. I'll just talk through this, then I'll decide. So yesterday there was a friend came over, and we were chatting a lot about a lot of things. And then the night before, like the Friday night, I didn't sleep, so it's like I was super drained, so I just went ahead and slept yesterday. So I didn't stream. Today I was like, no, I cannot miss, I will have to stream. We went outside, like entire family. My parents are here as well. Oh damn, I hate this map. Okay, so but I'll play. So my parents are here, so we went outside to eat. We had food and then came back, and then Twitch started bitching and it won't show my stream. It took half an hour for me to like debug it. So apparently Twitch changed their ingest servers. Now there are like 5, 6, 7 different ingest servers in India itself. So basically where the server you send your stream to, so that it shows in Twitch. So I needed to change those settings, and then it's working now. I'm actually pretty psyched that you joined almost immediately, like within a minute or two of me starting. Thanks a lot. How are you doing? How are things for you? So basically, after all these things for last 2 days, I'm super fucking tired. I'm like, okay, now I'm just gonna chill for a bit. What's a better way to chill than playing PUBG? Is anybody else in here? I think so. I think my audio will be bad today because this is a new system, by the way. So I changed my system. That's another story to talk about. But Gotham is watching. Huh?
Oh, Xbox.
Xplex, yes. Xplex what? As in, I needed to change and update the streaming server. Twitch updated. Twitch added about 6 Indian server.
India is popular.
Yeah. There's no Kolkata. There is Bombay, Madras, etc., etc., etc.
What?
Madras, I think the server name is in AA, so basically that's why. Mumbai is BOM. That's what they use actually. All the data centers, they use the old names.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Mimi says hi.
Where is she?
He's watching from there, I think.
Such waste of net. Waste of resource.
You can go and tell her there.
Be careful.
Oof. Raiki ঘুমাচ্ছে?
No, she's watching VP. VP.
The problem with you shouting, right, that there's somebody here. I heard gunshots. I was talking about something. Yeah, right. So I was super tired, so I decided like let's chill for a bit today. This is like some sort of oasis. It's like you hear gunshot, you go somewhere, and then you hear gunfire somewhere else. You don't get to see anybody. Running around like a headless chicken. Somebody just got kicked out BB1U for hacking. Lol. But game crashed? My game crashed. What the hell? Yeah, the game has crashed. God damn it. How do you do control? Display. So I'm on Manager, that works. Okay. So I upgraded to Windows 11 today. It was showing us free upgrade, so I just went ahead and did it.
Together, we will do great
What the
things.
fuck did I do? Why did I start this game? Wrong game. My bad. Yeah, so after last week's streaming, my system was giving up. It was rebooting multiple times. I think this was the reason why. Was there a stream last week? Yeah, there was. But anyways, so basically it was an SMPS issue, but I couldn't figure out whether it was an SMPS issue. So and my this thing new systems. Hate Windows from today. Why from today as in? Is there something special today? I hate Windows anyway, but PUBG won't run on Linux. Uh-oh, somebody shooting me. Okay. Bruh. Where the fuck I am? What was I saying? Completely lost my train of thought. But thankfully I didn't die, so all is good. Fuck my life. Let's go. Shit, I completely lost my train of thought. You said you officially hate Windows because you are not showing your screen. I'm not showing your screen. Oh, fuck. My bad. Why is it not picking up the game? It is. I'm sorry, bro. I thought it will take longer time to. Yeah, these are the things I talk about when I say learning to stream, because these are like the newbie mistakes. I'm sorry. Weird shit happened. Oh god, you guys didn't get to see that. Sorry. So there was this guy shooting another guy. One guy shooting another guy, the other guy was in that compound where I was. Thankfully he didn't see me, but he was trying to heal and I killed him. Like if I joined the game like another 5 seconds later, I would have died. Dota crashes every day. SMPS issues you have. Okay, so my issue was that the SMPS was really hard to diagnose. I was trying to see whether all the voltage levels are working. So whenever I'm trying to like isolate it, trying to test the voltage levels, it was showing as working. But the moment any kind of load is applied, it was failing. Let me check how much is the load carry. 500 watts right now, so it's a different SMPS. Right now I'm using Asus ROG Thor. It's an insane UPS. SMPS. You should check it out. So previous one was Corsair's. So I still have it here. So I opened it up. I'm gonna try and attempt to fix it. Seems like the overcurrent shunt is burnt out. So whatever current is passing through it, it is detecting as overcurrent. So I might need to change the shunts up or just short circuit the shunt so that it, no matter how much current goes, it never detects overcurrent. So overcurrent would be broken, but the SMP should work. So that's that. How the hell do I not have any? Yeah. Peace be with you, brother. Oh, we have Grasa. What do I need? Like, what else do I need from this guy? The gilly? Do I need the gilly? Does it even matter? Fuck gilly. How do I? Fuck gilly. Okay. I'm fucked. Run, little mouse. Alright, how much? It's too fucking far away, dude. Come on. I didn't know what System 32 means, but it was System 32 or some drivers really fail. Oh, then it's probably not power supply. I think your installation got corrupted. You should just, maybe if it's a long time, like you have installed it long time back, probably it's time to like fresh install. But unless you really need Windows, like if what you're trying to play is Dota and Valve games, other Valve games, you'll be fine with Linux. It has fairly good Linux support. Six alive, there's one guy here, two there. So two more guys unaccounted for. It's a really bad place to be. So let's push into this guy. So what I was trying to mean is that this setup is pretty new in multiple different, like in more than one ways. And which is why my audio will be bad, first of all. So my audio will be bad. My controls and other settings might also be not as good. Oh fuck, that's what I'm like. What is taking up so much of my inventory? Like, what the fuck? No shit, bro. Like 12 healing potions. This is a bot. This is a fucking bot. That's the problem. You can't tell how to start a fight because half the time those fuckers are bots, and the way you fight a bot is completely different than how you fight a like player. Switch to Linux. Switch to Linux. I'm just gonna do that as well. As in, it's talking. Anyway, so. Yeah, so switch to Linux. I'm gonna do that on my previous computer. This one I'm gonna keep it at Windows 11 because I'm totally over Windows 10. Windows 10 doesn't fucking matter anymore. Windows 11 still has some of the like new factor. Oh yes, I got S. So that's why I'm gonna try and check out Windows 11 for a little bit on this one. Also makes possible playing other games, these kind of games. Is the stream too dark? No, sorry. This is Pog. No, it's not Pog. It's Pepe Hands. The way I died. Seriously, it was really sad. I had no fucking reason to go to a airdrop at that point in time. It was a stupid move. Yeah, so my system is kind of weird and fucked up. I don't have my audio, as in I use NVIDIA Broadcast for audio noise cancellation and other kind of shit, and I also use Broadcast video features for like background removal, the blur, etc., etc. So I have none of those set up. I just quickly set up the like OBS and started streaming. It was giving me still some more problems, so I couldn't like set everything up in time. On the top of it, I don't know why. Is it problematic only on my ISP or not? Can you give it a try? Can you check whether you can download VLC? Like, can you go to the VLC download page? For my ISP, it's showing that because of government regulation, it cannot show me the like VLC download page. That makes no fucking sense. So I'm like, whether there's a mistake on their firewall rules in somewhat ways or not, I just want to see. So basically, Google VLC media player and go to the first link that you can find. So if the HTTPS, you go to the HTTPS one and show some kind of connection error or man in the middle attack, so that means yeah, this fucked up for you too. And if it doesn't, also give it a try the without HTTPS, try HTTP, and whether that works or not, because this is kind of a bit not cool bro territory. I would have to file a as in report on the ISP server depending on this. It is just me. So I wasn't able to download VLC from there. I had to download an older version of VLC from a older mirror, not on the same domain. Thanks, loot delivery guy. Oh boy. This map is boring with the, like even with teammates. I didn't really want to play in this map, but like just disconnecting from the game is kind of a shit move. So it's like, okay, let's just play. I don't really care if I die. But I agree. I don't like this map. My favorite maps are the large team, 3 large maps. So basically, Miramar, um, the Russian map, the East European, the first map that was there. Forgot the name. And the winter map. That will be, I guess. Why do I forget the names of the maps? I'm really bad with names. This is fucking bullshit. I remember so many weird stuff, but when it comes to remembering names, God, all sorts of whack. Winter and Russian best for you? Yeah, I also like Miramar because kind of like really long map. So if you want to maintain distance from people, which I like my favorite hiding range is 4x with 4x scope. So basically, like this distance. So 200 to 400 meters. I like that, like fighting people at that distance. So and that is practically what happens in Miramar. So that's the only reason I like Miramar. Otherwise, the map is not that good. In other maps, like being inside a building becomes kind of important, like taking building. In Miramar, building is not that important. You can have it if you completely don't want any kind of action. But other than that, you can just run around. Why am I taking up 762? Don't think I'm gonna use any of it. Just give me one M24. All I need for Christmas is M24. Okay. So my backpack is practically a adrenaline syringe. I won't lose HP until that blue bar, the bottom of my health bar goes down. Can stick inside the blue zone for a bit. And I have plenty of heals. By the way, did you check? Can you please check that? What's the deal with VLC server? Can you visit VLC server? It doesn't matter whether you're on desktop or mobile or something. If it's an imposition from ISP, I think the block would work anywhere. So does it work for you, or does it like? Can you open the site, or does it not open for you? VLC website. Who is driving the truck? So the truck is automatic. So if you shoot the truck, you will get those level 3, like the airdrop kind of stuff. It doesn't make much sense. Like I didn't have my ammo, so I didn't want to shoot. And I also didn't know whether somebody was there around or not. If that's the easiest way to expose your location. Like these people are fighting, I know exactly there are 2 people around in here. Yep. Secure connection failed, right? No idea what that means. Okay, so try the same URL without the HTTPS. So remove the S. Try with HTTP and see what it says. I think this so it's not only me. Actually the government regulation. So VLC is under. Government doesn't want us to open VLC. VLC is blocked. Stupid as it sounds. I don't know was the bot or not, but there's definitely a guy behind me that is not a bot. It's blocked by government with HTTP. Yep. So that is not a coincidence, that means. So just complaining at the ISP will not help. Pretty sad actually, if you think about it, right? So it has come to this. Things like this bother me more than usual. Even though I may not show it, I'm pretty fucking pissed. Like, pretty fucking pissed. Yeah, problem with all sorts of totalitarianism is that starts with small things, makes people accustomed to that coercion, like things are closing down on you. It doesn't go at for the largest bite. It's like creeps up onto you. Not good at all. And it makes you start losing your ground, and you're okay with it because you're nice people, You don't want trouble. You don't want to be the bad guy. You don't want to be the one to cause problems. You don't want to stick your head out. Goes on. You lose more ground. It becomes normal for everybody involved. And then suddenly, at one point in time, it's a come here, bitch. You thought I will be standing over there, idiot. So, yeah, there's that. Fuck. No time to take this. So, alright, I guess. So there's another game that I have installed. I don't know whether you have watched Late Shift. These are basically interactive movies. They are like movies that you play. So you basically make decisions, make choices, and depending on your choices, there are different outcomes. So I want to play that game. After this one, I'm just gonna start that one. I'm not playing Let's Shift. Let's Shift I already played. This one is the Control. It's like a nasty place to be. So many angles. Very hard to monitor. I'm gonna go downstairs and wait over here. Okay, sounds good. No, I haven't played like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is like which Spider-Man? I don't really know which one you're talking about. The PlayStation one, not that. PlayStation one was a actual game that you have to play. Here you don't have anything else. Like you don't have to control the characters or anything. It's just that sometimes you have to make a choice. Like, should you like be harsh to that person or should you act nice? Or depending on whether you're harsh or nice, the result might be different. The game might go in a different directions, that kind of things. So it's basically, otherwise it's a movie that is playing. You're watching that movie, but some point, like every 2 or 3 minutes, you have to make a choice. Kind of weird, but sometimes I enjoy it. Like, do you want to or do you not want? That's what I'm talking about. Would you like me to play that game? Otherwise, I'll not play it, not on stream later on. What a boring game. Nothing's happening. think I'm dead. Fucking bad jump. What the hell was that jump? It's a bot. I'm pretty sure it's a bot. Right? Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, that was a bot. A bad spot for like for all intents and purposes, I was dead when I jumped from that roof. I had no reason to be alive. I didn't mean to jump. I was only jumping on the roof, but after jumping, I figured that okay, that was the end of the roof, and I'm in the air, so I considered myself dead. Okay, let's see. I'll start another game. If it's not Irangal or so Irangal. Now I forgot the middle name. Miramar and then Vikendi. So it's not one of those three. I'm leaving. I'm gonna play some other game. So I do remember those names. Just that sometimes it won't come to me. I do have the target practice already. I just wanna go and play Dota, I think. What's the time? Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna go play Dota. Oh, started. Do you still follow Pro Dota? No, I try and I fail. Oh ho! Would you look at that? I got my favorite map. So playing them. Secret is strong. Okay. And so the thing is, what happened is that it was difficult to follow because it became so much complicated. Like those football leagues, right? It became like a full-time job to remember shit that is happening, scores and who is going up, who is going down. That's too much for me. I want involvement, but not that much. So I kind of like, I'll watch if it's running when I'm opening the stream, but otherwise I'm not. So if I know correctly, another DPC tournament is gonna start in March, and there's a patch that is coming on in next Wednesday. Is that correct? Techies reward. I am not sure. I like Techies as it is. I mean, like, that hero is that hero rage inducing? Yes. Is that hero difficult to play with or against? Yes. Thing is, that's the hero design. Like, accept it. There's Tinker as well. There are lots of other different heroes that make the Husker. There are lots of heroes that makes the game play differently. Accept it and move on. What's reward? Listen. Hopefully they don't kill the hero. I would hate to have yet another homogeneous hero. If all the heroes were the same, then what's even the point? Yeah, similar. I think I'm on the same boat there. I understand what you're saying. Like, people don't play it, people don't enjoy it, all that is understood. Yes, everybody has a choice. But if you just force a rework and then it's not actually better in any sense, but people are playing it, well, that's the problem now. Or maybe I don't give a shit either way. I like techies the way it was, and if they kill techies, then I'm gonna miss techies. That's it. I'm gonna cry about it. I think I should have played techies more. Like, it's actually in my bracket at least. It's rather easier to win games with techies. Especially a techies that wants to win, not just to fuck around. Knows how to make the best out of the hero. Especially because nobody knows what to do against him. Right. Are you playing Dota, as in somewhat regularly at least? Does Aniket play? Haven't played in a long time, dude. Gotta miss it. The whole vibe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tinker is very similarly breaks the game. And just because people, like, it's a hive mind in a sense. If some people complains, more people complain. If artists they complain, take is the bad hero, delete it, so then entire Reddit goes same thing. Most people, all the streamers and all, they like Tinker, so they would never say anything about it, and people will enjoy taking Tinker destroying the game. I guess the difference is one is more enjoyable to watch, one is not enjoyable in any sense. Like Techies is not enjoyable to watch, to play with, to play as, or to play against. That's where probably the problem is. But yeah, I get where the hate is. I just think that people thought more critically about why Techies is Techies, why he is meant to be hated. That the reason you need to love Techies is because he's meant to be hated. He's not designed to be somebody, oh, such a nice hero. It's not. He's supposed to be frustrating. That's his point. That's his uniqueness. So as long as he is frustrating, he's winning. Winning at being Techies. The moment Techies becomes an acceptable hero, then Techies is not a Techies anymore. And like that's how you delete the hero. That would be deleting Techies. When Techies is not Techies, it's not frustrating. Alright, I have enough shit with me. Let's go find a fight. Get up forward. That was a bot. That was not a bot. Get that guy. What's the angle? This my friends used to listen to out there. Now they boss me. Nice guy to solo and fail. My music has dropped. I mean, I don't know how much of that is anything to do with skill. There's a lot of it to do with just like not playing the game for like as often. Okay, that was close. Dude knew. You don't want to play in the lower bracket. I mean, I am not the one to comment about lower bracket. I fucked up. I mean, I am not somebody to comment about lower bracket in any sense. I play in the lowest bracket. Okay, I think let's do an experiment, right? let's see. I can prove the point what I'm trying to prove. I'll talk you through it. Let's play Dota. I'll play ranked. I'll, I'll talk about shit and you correct me if my thought process is wrong or not. Because there's definitely the way you're saying, right? So you don't want to play in the lower bracket. I think I know why you're saying that, because there's a dissonance. Like the understanding of game differs significantly compared to what you're trying to do and what the teammates are trying to do, even though all of you are being treated as equal on the same ground, on the same group of people, right? Let's go ranked. So by the way, my MMR should be somewhere around 800, 810, right? Okay, cool. So I have sub 1k MMR, right? Now let's go. Okay, I need to switch the player thingy like this. Like this. Yeah, right. So this is as low as it possibly can be. Not possibly, not technically, but practically. What else? Should I play Luna? Yes. Alright. Alright, so I am pretty low MMR, right? This is Guardian 1. So apart from Herald, and I don't want to shit on Heralds by any measure, because not because I am very close to Herald, but because what it seems to me that it doesn't really mean anything to shit on any, like as in of those medals, no matter wherever you are. It doesn't mean to shit something, it doesn't mean to like simp something, because all of these are kind of equally subjective to some extent. The understanding of the game differs so damn much that the game becomes to some extent random. Like the way you are thinking, the way 4 other people are thinking in the team are different. And it's not that the 4 other people are thinking differently. There can be 2 people thinking in a certain way, 1 other people thinking another way, and another people thinking another way. There can be that much of a difference. One person can be a 4K Smurf, let's say, and he's my team, in my team. Like I am lucky, I got a Smurf in my team, and that's like, okay, cool. Now, the way he's thinking about the game is completely not the way I'm thinking about the game. It's not the way my offlane sniper is thinking about that game. It's not the way my position 4 ogre is thinking about the game, and it's also not the way the position 5 invoker is thinking about the game. It's completely different and dissociated. Everybody is doing their own random shit, and I'm not saying that the 4K player is doing random shit. What I'm trying to mean is that from the point of, so I'm just giving you an example. Position 5 invoker is as an shit, that shit happens. Position 5 spectre happens in my games. Like, you're laughing at me now. After 10 minutes when the game is found, you will see. The point here is, from that sniper, so from that invoker's perspective, right? The moment that 4K Smurf after killing 20 people loses his godlike streak, like and dies once, and the enemy like basically raxes us, he is shitting on that Smurf, saying that okay, GG, made fail, etc, etc, without having like zero understanding of like whatever happened, how to check the score of whether actually he is losing or not. It's insane that how disconnected people are from each other's thought processes. I'm not saying that only people are playing bad. I'm saying there are people who are playing good as well, considerably good. There are some people who are playing actually really good, and it's not by chance they're making some good choices. Oftentimes I go into watching replays and see how if somebody is in enemy team made some choices that I'm like, in this bracket I don't really expect you to do this. Where you actually doing that intentionally, like a storm, not farming the lane, staying inside, like TPing to a lane, farming inside a jungle, couple of camps, and expecting somebody to
Your favorite
yeah,
part.
whatever dude, I
Banning.
don't care. Crawl a band Tinker. Let's go.
5 seconds.
Because Tinker is pretty much like the Smart 7 and mid lane. So so he finished Orchid, TP to a lane, was jungling around. The moment the first guy went into that lane, he killed it. You would expect that
10
in
seconds.
like in your bracket it would be common thing.
5
Maybe people would not do
seconds.
that as procedurally, but it is a high skill thing
Your
to do,
pick. Take your time.
and he did that. So there are people who are doing that, and he is not a smart. I checked his games; it's clean as fuck. And he is in my game. He is in a
10
Herald or Guardian
seconds to
game.
go.
How do you explain skill gap, skill
5
bracket, etc., etc.?
seconds.
Nothing means nothing. I guess. Yeah.
10 seconds to go.
Real could work here. Let's see. So far it's looking good. I can dispel both Jakiro's shit and Slardar ulti. Yeah, PL is god in this game. Well, let's see how it goes. Like, of course it matters how the player is, but yeah, PL seems very good in this game. I don't really care about ES as much, practically. And I can also like make Jagger's ulti stop by going using W. By the way, GG will lose. It has already started, by the way, as you can see. By no means our team is god tier, but there's no reason to call it a GG we lose. So
For peace. Yes.
cheat on it as much as you want.
I'd get ready.
Counter
for
picking
you.
is still strong, right? So somebody,
Is in the bag.
no matter how well he executes, he has the presence of mind that, okay, no, I need to pick
We rush.
ES. Previously, like 5 years back, that in itself would have been massive.
There.
So I sent a game for ODPixel to cast one of my games, right? He was trying to cast Herald games, get a ward.
Order.
I tried, they won't give. Sniper got a ward if I remember correctly, right? Yeah,
We
they won't
see.
give. I should have bought it instantly, but my bad.
Quickly.
30 seconds to battle.
We move. We understand. Yes.
Let's get this farce over with.
For victory. Forward. We will. As needed. Easily. Now. Onward. Let's good idea. We agree. We mount. Denied. We mount. We move. We see. Attack. Easily. Like spears.
Your middle tower is under siege.
Quickly. Now.
Hello, I'm Gabe Newell. You've just achieved first blood. Thanks and have fun.
Forward. Simple.
Absolutely perfect.
Lance catches the sun. For victory. We will. And under attack. We rise fresh. This yes. Good idea. We agree. Beware.
I didn't want to show him that I can do that until he completely forgot that I can. Oh, fuck.
We understand.
Yeah, I should have like prioritized the range bit. Okay, in this kind of scenarios, I'm kind of like thinking whether it's better for me to go back, heal, come back, or
Onward.
stay in the lane, get as much as possible, because this fucker is gonna push the lanes anyway. He doesn't have any much control over that pack. So I can just stick around, stay alive. I fucked up. Fucked up!
As needed. Multiply. We rush. Yes. For victory. Under attack. Forward.
Always buy mangoes as meat. Okay. Okay, makes sense. I think I'm gonna get this and this. These fuckers are spamming words in a place where it doesn't matter. My CS is really bad.
We understand. Yes. There. We march. Multiply. We will. We
Your
move.
top tower is under
I
siege.
don't know, I'm losing my CS. Where to go jungle? Yes, I'll give it one last try. This is not working out. Oh, okay. This is a good item actually. Let's see. I'm like, this is not game losing. If you're back at this part will be game losing, but not in here. This is just fine.
We understand.
Oh, now it's practically game losing.
Feast for the
Yikes.
flesh fly.
Shouldn't have done that. Okay, he's going for
Your
Dagon.
top tower is under attack.
Does it make sense to make food? He will ult. Yeah, I knew he will ult. Cooldown 120. Can I pressure him now? I'll give it one last try to understand how he is as a player. Because there was the Jakiro sitting in.
Your
I
tower is being attacked.
was kind of scared anyway.
Fusion.
I think I'll take you a little bit more in this game.
See them.
Your top tower is being attacked. Radiant has fortified its structures.
This one doesn't go.
We rush.
Alright. Losing the buff.
We march. Multiply. For victory. Our force comes. Now. Decoy.
Your bottom tower is being attacked.
Easy.
Your bottom tower is under attack. It's probably nothing to worry about. Your bottom tower is under siege.
Calculate. Quickly. We move. Double damage. As needed.
What do you call this patch player? Max E. I know. I wanted to max E, but it seems
Yes.
like I would not be playing much close up and personal anyway for the time being. That noob, I might want to use that as a noob. So just gonna get that one max. Don't play lane. Yeah, I'm gonna move out from lane. It works if I move out from lane and my teammates have the presence of mind like somebody to.
For victory. We rush.
But nobody will take the mid and creeps will die, nothing will happen, so
Multiply. We see. There. Yes. Decoy. Strike. We will. They cannot hide from us. Ah, crush me. We understand. We will.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower is under siege.
Simple. We will. Without delay.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Needed. March.
you need to AFK for a while until diffuser. Yeah, trying man. That's the plan. Let's do that. I think the game gets easier as it goes, apart from as long as I can
Your
maintain
bottom
my
tower
like
is under siege.
I know where Archika is. Right? And I'm kinda late for diffusal. Like pretty late for diffusal. It keep it from here
Your
to there.
bottom tower is under attack.
Very nice.
Our pipe fight.
Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower is being attacked.
Rush. We will take him.
Nine structures have been fortified. Your bottom tower is Let's be honest, I doubt anyone will even find it surprising.
We hunt.
He's going for Radiance.
Forward. Beware.
Boy, fresh meat.
Your
Manta.
We see.
I think I'm gonna go Shard first because Shard makes it really strong and kind of counters.
Your bottom tower
But-
is under siege.
This guy, what his name? Cannot see my
We
cards
understand.
Archieker is trying to do.
We will take this.
So I am planning to get Shard.
Atire. Onward.
This is a bit scary. I think, is Manta bad this game or Manta is not useful this game? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because my W is so much of a currency here. Feels like if I'm ever not having W, I might be in a bad position.
Simple.
Radiant structures have been fortified.
Killing spree. Hello, this is Gabe Noel. Thanks for playing Dota 2.
Been denied.
Double kill.
Yikes. Because it tanks up illusion. Skali is high reward. Okay, yeah. I have seen it. Okay, let's get Skali. Definitely. So this was not a bad fight for us. Me and Mursa, both of us made a poor life choice. This guy has 6 sentry wards for some reason.
Your middle tower is under siege.
This Necro might not be a high profile Necro, like a high skill Necro player, but he knows he has played Necro plenty of time in his life. He's not a new Necro player. So that's why I'm kind of a bit bothered. Because
We mount.
it might get serious really fucking fast. Let's take up the mid tower.
Illusion.
Boy, they don't care. They just want to kill PL. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, he has this now. They just want to kill PL. Alright. So that makes the game a little bit easier in a sense because I do have a sniper. If I need to start a fight, the moment they start hitting me, I back up until the point I have a like to the tier 2 or something. They chase me, they fuck out. They go down.
Killing spree.
Your bottom tower is under siege. Your bottom tower is Your middle tower is being attacked.
Okay.
Forward.
I think I'm gonna take your suggestion, not showing a lane for a bit. See how they react. Because I know how they react if they do see me in lane. I'm pretty sure they're gonna come to bottom. I see that. That was very predictable.
Seekers. Easily. Good idea.
That worked. I told you that would work. Alright, alright.
As needed. We will. We see. We understand. What has changed? Without delay.
Go ham now. In what way? Then it's okay to show in lane now.
Tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
that's for sure. Like I want them to come top. I want to go on bottom area again. Wasn't trying to fight. And as you can see, he used eco, not really caring about that he wants to save it or anything. He forgot that there's a PL in game. The reason he picked his hero is because of me. Like, I get what you're saying. Don't think eco is there, but that's not a problem. Going to be at least.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
I'm not ready. As ordered. We understand this.
Killing spree.
Alright. Is a rod now. Yeah, Manta is kind of necessary. So that's why I bought this one first.
Your
I'll
middle
finish
tower
Manta,
is being
then I'll go for my ship.
Multiply.
I was expecting a mass TP, but only Jakiro came. That was kind of confusing. But I do get it now.
We march.
Your top tower is under attack. It'll probably be fine.
As needed. Rush.
Yeah.
Yes. We will. Give me friends. Easily. Decoy. Forward.
Your bottom tower is being attacked.
Yes. Decoy. Forward. We march. We will.
Your bottom tower is under attack. But you probably already knew that. Your bottom tower is under siege.
We will.
Radiant has fortified its structures. Dire has fortified its structures. Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower has been destroyed.
Fresh meat. We see. Yes.
Your middle tower is under attack. Yes, yes.
Killing spree.
Great Radiant. So, what's happening in Radiant Terror within Palace?
Double kill.
Quickly.
Your middle tower is being attacked.
Itching for vengeance.
A good idea. We understand. Okay. Manchester. Beware us.
There are better neutral items. I'm pretty sure there are. हाँ बाबा. হ্যালোউইন আছে কবে? বাবা এখন কথা বলতে পারবো না বাবা. ভেরি ডেঞ্জারাস.
We understand. Decoy.
God. I think I should have taken the Aquila. Kind of like the HP mana region and movement speed, like on demand movement speed actually. So when Juggernaut or or somebody else is chasing me, I
The
can
enemy's top
try to
tower
boost it
has
up.
been
I don't know,
denied.
maybe bad choice. Should
You're
I go for
allowed to
Attila instead?
defend those you
Being
know.
better? Okay. Alright, let's do that. I guess, yeah, the stats are better. I need. Okay, anyways. So this game is like bad players all around. Like there's not so much of a skill gap difference or in anything. So all of us are equally bad. So the point I was making would not be relevant in here. Although some of the points that I was making would be relevant is that the game is random in a sense. You cannot tell. People are not playing the way it's meant to be played. Like he blocked his teammates. Ursa was there, but Ursa even.
Top tower is being attacked.
As needed.
Something, I guess.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. If this backward illiterate fantasy forest had a newspaper, it'd be on the front page.
A dominating performance.
Path of landing pretty sick hooks. I think now my time to go for Skadi.
For victory.
Mega kill.
Why the fuck back, dude? Path the god. Yeah, Path is playing pretty good. Link Titan Silver. Titan Silver is there. Ursa has. Let's ask him for it. He's not super used to new. Okay, so time to go Skadi. These two, like I'm actually way more scared of the Slardar than the Earthshaker, practically. The way they're playing. This overwhelming blink is fucking me up. I would also need a heart. I wouldn't have any damage item, but I guess we have a sniper, so that's a good thing. Or
They're unstoppable. Healing spree. Double kill.
Oh, it's a dieback. And that was bad. I'm super fucking bad behind my Scotty now. I needed to get that Spirit Lens upgrade for the fight. It did work, not as much as I was hoping. Yeah, yikes. I guess the easiest thing that I could have done better is just CS better. Wouldn't have fallen behind so much, because that's the problem that I see for me at least. You know, CS better without just trying to hang around in the lane. Either I can lane or I can't lane. Fuck it, I'm gonna take the Witch Bane if nobody's taking it. There's a tier 2 getting like about to get hit and he's jungling there.
We see. A good idea. Things to right. As needed. It's not done yet. Simple. Chase this. Beware. Our force comes.
On one hand, I shouldn't have probably backed. On the other hand, Juggernaut wouldn't have TP'd made if I didn't back, as in didn't back. Yeah.
As
So-
ordered. We will. We rush.
Your top tower is under siege.
We understand.
Your top tower has fallen. Bad news for you fans of power.
For victory.
Og. It's got, you know. I mean, if I could go and buy. রাইস ছিল রে সেটা বলতেন কিন্তু পুনরায় বলতে সেটা একবার আমি কথা বলতে পারি তখন আমি
As ordered. The decoy. Forward. We march.
I mean,
We understand.
it's just fun. Farming is hard. There, like, they have plenty of map control here now.
We move.
Dire has fortified its
The
structures.
problem with farming now is that someone will die. If either me or somebody else, somebody will die. The moment once somebody dies, it will just drop the morale of the team. Like right now, everybody's coming top. I'm pretty sure everybody's coming top. The ticket bot, nice. I can practically farm now. Around level 8. Oh, okay. Around level 8 to 10. Yeah, I was playing hyper weird.
Our pike finds. Yes. We will.
So, what next? I think I can still get heart, right? Heart will actually let me stand around and deal damage against the necros bullshit. Radiance and stuff.
Into battle. Yes. For victory. Ethan. Now. We will. We see. There. Good idea. We rush. We agree. We agree. Easily.
Sean,
Immortality.
standard fly fisherman, proud father of three, has just been murdered by the
Very
Dire.
secret.
I hope they're proud of themselves.
Simple. Without delay. Heart of Tarask. As needed. Quickly. Snaps. A good idea.
Hand over Quelling Blade. Yeah. point is like I'm hitting creeps only, right? The moment I'm gonna go fight, I'll get the band.
We will. Easy. For victory. Multiply. Forward. Yes. We will. We march. We as needed. Yes. We understand. We will. Fusion.
Been destroyed. We see. Simple.
What does...
Dire has fortified its structures.
I think somehow I still need more tank ability. This might work.
Quickly.
This might be one of the items that I can get.
We march.
Okay.
Yes.
E-Blade is better. Butterfly.
Without delay. As ordered.
what is basically practically killing me is not physical damage. Shit that is killing me is Earthshaker's
Killing spree.
that shard upgrade that you need to avoid all the features.
Forward! Into battle! Yes! For victory! We will!
Your middle tower is being attacked. Has fallen to the dire.
Fatality.
Now! We agree. Simple. Like spearfishing. Onward! Good idea.
Dominating performance.
Dire has fortified its structures.
I think the problem is like I need to keep dust. Like if I had dust, What is this game?
If you were a millennial, I'd say wicked instead.
Hello, friend.
Something, I guess.
Alright. So that's that. I played bad. Could have played better. The mid game, I fell behind in farm. That was the problem. You were correct completely. Like, yeah, could have done that differently. I think I have another problem, that is sometimes I have a hunch of something and I try to go ahead and validate that whether that is correct or not. That doesn't help. Like, sometimes getting spooked is good enough. You don't need to validate that whether getting that spook is correct or not, because you're not helping anything. You're just feeding. How much did I feed? 712. Yeah, sucks. Really bad. It was a really good PL game, but until it wasn't, they kind of all-in on me. I could have used that as a factor. I probably could have gotten Boots of Travel faster. Boots of Travel, Shadowblade, Silver Edge, something like that, because they can't really chase me with like Shadowblade would work because they cannot really use effectively the invis detection. What do you call it? That Slugger ulti. So maybe that could have worked. Maybe that was the play. Should try that sometimes in a closing out game like this. Like, the map is closing out on me. I don't have good place to farm. Yeah, that might have worked to distract them to the point. Still probably would have ended up feeding a little bit more, and I might end up winning, but people complaining and reporting me. What matters more? Anyways, alright, so hey Shumit. Hello. So yeah, give me a moment, guys. I'm just gonna go and say goodnight to Rai and come back. She went to sleep and I didn't get to tell her anything. But she probably already did sleep. I'll just go ahead and check. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So she was watching, what do you call it? I thinnest person in the world. All right, so she was just watching some videos before going to bed. I think my system is pretty hot right now. Let me check. It's using 300 watts in total, so that's not massive. But my room is hot. Room is pretty hot. It's enclosed though, so I understand why it's hot. Maybe let me open up the window. Yes. Right. You got few questions? Ask me. I'm just playing rank for the lulz. What are your questions? Have you tried mining on your 3080? I have tried mining, not on my 3080. So if the question is that whether I want to or whether I would see that as an option, no, I don't want to mine. Not because I have any value proposition or anything. I don't want to get into that ecosystem. I understand that technically. I understand the concept. I understand that I could be rich doing that and all the other kind of bullshit. If it ever becomes the norm of the world, like in order to live in this world, you have to use crypto. I can do that. I can get by. I would never have a problem with that. So switching to that ecosystem is not going to be a problem. But until then, I'm not gonna bother. What up? Laptop? Okay. So until that point, I'm not gonna bother about the entire crypto ecosystem, right? So I have not tried mining on my 3080, and I cannot tell you exactly what's the hash rate and etc. it will give. I have the projections how much it can give. If I did mine, since I bought the GPU until if I mined for 4 months, for first 4 months when after I bought, I could have actually gotten back the entire amount back, right? So that's the projection. I did not mine. Yeah, so I also have a 3090 in my hand, like not in my hand, sorry, that's a bad way to put it. I have a 3090 with a friend, with a colleague, essentially, that I should get, and he mined. He made almost 3090. He made almost $5,000 or something on Ethereum, worth of that. I can get that, and even if I do, I would not mind. Not because I don't have anything against it, I don't have anything for it. Just the fact that it is, I think that is a pointless act. It's like doing something for the sake of doing it, and by doing it, you expect that to be valuable. That's not how value should work, in my opinion. Which is why I don't want to get into that. I know details of 3080. I do mine on 3070. Just wanted your specific reason. Yeah, that's the reason. Okay, that's a longer discussion. If you have other questions, put down. But until then, I think it's an interesting question to answer properly, not a tongue-in-the-cheek reason, right? How effective would be to play Naga versus these guys? Fuck me.
10
Safe
seconds to go. 5 seconds.
Go big or go home. I'm not need. So, the way I want to answer this, what is happening behind the scene, right? You are calculating something, some numbers, you're coming up with an answer. You're saying this answer is correct. If most people agree with that answer, that is the correct answer, then that is the correct answer. There's a way to, and it based on the definition that it cannot be more than half the people saying that it is the correct answer, cannot be an abuser of any sort. people cannot have control over more than half of that population programmatically. So it cannot be controlled, it's actually decentralized. So that actually breaks apart. There's a fallibility there. If there are people that are more than one,
This should be interesting.
give me a sec. Okay, yeah.
Moving quickly.
What can I buy? Buy this. Let's go.
It is in.
So if there are more than 50% of people are bad
They
actors,
see me not.
they can say 2 plus 2 equals to 5, and then 2 plus 2 equals to 5. That's okay. Let's not go into the impracticality of it, but mathematically that is true how things will work out in cryptocurrency domain, the way blockchain works.
Or you're missing me.
But let's say that that's not the case. Let's say the system is stable, there's no bad actor, things are working out. What happened? You're calculating, you are like burning wattage, 500 watts or something, coming up with numbers, agreeing with each other,
Battle will
and
commence in
because you did
13
that, somebody saying that, okay, then you have this value, this number, and whether you have this number or not, somebody else is calculating that, and the process continues. Now the world, like nobody got fed because of that particular reason. Like if somebody was not being fed, there's no extra molecule of iron or gold or anything because of that. There is not extra. There is not an extra theory of relativity papers that are getting published. There's nothing objectively better happening to the world that people are getting benefited from. It's an enclosed system where you're generating value by saying that value exists. It's a meme of how the real economy works. Problem is, you'd expect people to understand that and be like, haha, I understand how this is a meme, how economy is completely fallible. But that doesn't happen. What happens is that people just go in and like, okay, this is the new economy then, and mixes it up with the real economy. Now,
In I go. They see me not.
then it is so that there actually is seeming like there is actually a value, because now you can exchange dollar or pound or euro with that shit, right?
sneaky.
Now then you can say, okay, now then it does have value then? No, it doesn't. It didn't have value from the get-go. What you're exchanging for or what you're exchanging with, none of that have value.
I'm but a shadow.
Fuck. I missed it again.
Good shot.
So because of that, for me it seems like, why bother?
Surreptitiously.
As long as I'm not being forced to use that, I'm not gonna go and do that, because it's not good for me, good for the world, good for science, good for humanity, nothing.
Thanks and have fun.
What is this? To be tested.
Should have from the dagger.
This is Gabe Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2.
Do I have 3D printer? I have 3D printer. I haven't used it for last 2-3 months. I do use it for making enclosures and shit. just pull creeps. I don't want to micromanage this guy. It seems like he kind of has some idea what he's doing, and by micromanaging him, I'm gonna fuck up more.
Like a wisp.
This guy has low armor and he's not even doing something about his armor.
That should
Here
help.
I am. Yes. They see me not.
I have 2 poison blades, yeah. I think,
Oh yes.
don't they stack? They used to stack.
Slyly.
I may be wrong.
Blink of an eye. Resist selected.
Killing spree.
I'm but a shadow.
Vegas. That's right.
I have slipped their guard.
So don't stack. Okay.
Surreptitiously. For the veiled ones.
Knew it. Fuck. I thought he would wait for the creep wave, but okay. I think my actual play here is to get Morbid Mask and stay on top of my health. Sell one. Sell one, get a boot. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Or, yeah, let's go.
Moving quickly. It is not time yet. Taken by surprise. In I go. Yes.
Yep, that was it.
Don't blink or you'll miss me. Strike. Attack. Surreptitiously. They see me not.
Double kill. Killing spree.
Fuck.
Assassin.
He has ulti? He's 6. Fuck. Luna did die, right? So, yeah.
Your bottom
Oh,
tower
fuck.
is under siege.
Bad game.
In I go. I'm but a shadow.
listening.
Oh, yes. Have some blade. In silence.
How am I missing all those?
Where least expected.
What's wrong?
Yes. Sneaking. Creeping in. Yes. Let's slip through their cover. Effects. Like a wisp.
Killing spree.
Like a wisp. In the blink of an eye. I'm but a shadow. Don't blink or you'll miss me.
Favorites.
Surreptitiously.
Portal is bigger. That's what people don't play in my bracket. Heroes like Portal or like Necrophos, Pagna, unless they know exactly what they're doing.
Assassination at its finest. They'll slip through their guard. Here I go. There falls my shadow, fails my blade. Very well. Phantom fighter.
I'm gonna die.
Hesitate.
I'm gonna die.
Middle is busy.
Moving quickly. They are not ready.
Top is missing.
Not yet. Quick strike. It is not time yet. It is
Yikes. I would have lived if not for Portal Blast. What is my play here? I think I'm not gonna show in lane.
next time. I have sense before I assassinate. Yes. Didn't stand a chance. Sneak.
Your middle tower is under siege.
Not yet. It is not time yet.
Your top tower is being attacked.
Creeping in.
Radiant structures have been fortified.
Wisp. Moving quickly. I am not ready.
Even I
I'm
like
not
a
shadow.
good bauble.
Attack.
structures have been fortified.
Web 3 is
Sneaky. It's not done yet. In the blink of
so there will be necessity for creating a virtual world that we can treat technologically similar to how it is the real world, right?
grateful.
Now there are multiple aspects to that. We are merging a few concepts together, and just because I don't like something does not mean that that won't happen, or I won't accept that, or I won't try to play that game and not win that again.
To see.
But we're merging the concept of the virtual world along with the concept of cryptocurrency, and I think that is not really relevant. That is not necessarily how it needs to be. Cryptocurrency is a different concept than the baseline implementation of what Web3 needs to be. My god, this guy.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
So, I am not in favor of cryptocurrency in Web3, but I understand how it might. Here the face.
I'm but a shadow.
There is more fun than me. But I understand that it might end up becoming the de facto currency of Web3. And the reason being, not because cryptocurrency is good, it's good comparatively than the other form of currency that we have, what we call the real currency.
Dire.
So I don't want cryptocurrency to win in that Web3 domain. I don't want any currency to win. So that's the point. Like, I probably am making a wrong point here by talking. Like, if you think I'm talking shit about cryptocurrency, I'm not. I'm talking about shit about currency in general. The concept of currency in general. Concept of value in general. Across the board. I have nothing against cryptocurrency. I like that as a concept. Compared to real currency, what is called real currency, I am in favor of cryptocurrency. Like, if you have to have currency, you should rather have cryptocurrency. Spooking him. I don't intend to actually jump. So, as a concept, I like it. I don't like the mass hysteria of using so much energy, burning so much fuel, trying to get rich on Ethereum or some other different kind of shit.
It's
So
not done yet.
that madness, that hysteria seems completely pointless to me. I think that's bad for the world, objectively, not subjectively, because I don't like it. It's objectively bad for the world, and so that's what I don't like. But I overall like the concept of cryptocurrency. I don't like the concept of normal currency in general. And so that thing set aside, if you forget about the currency part of things, if you think about only the... What the fuck is happening? If you just think about how virtual world is represented, technology progress on that part, whether that will happen, how far will that happen, what will be the result of it.
In the blink.
I am very much
Onage.
interested in knowing about that, following to that trend, jumping onto that bandwagon, and kind of figuring out what that's all about. And I want it to win because the entire concept of what is real and what is virtual, like, does it feel like you're giving somebody less money if you're paying through Google Pay? No. So, and the example I'm again using of real currency is only because the way people understand it. For me, none of it matters. The way I see value is what implication it has, not what the balance says it is, right? So, and on that term,
Not yet.
Web3 only as a platform for allowing people to remote diagnose, remote connect, remote run the world, and or leisure, can be anything. I'm all in for it. I would like it to win. I would like it to get better and better. The amount of so the thing is, the amount of things that have changed over the course of last 20 years is huge, and the next and that has all happened because of internet. So the moment, and that was a big leap forward for the world. So that was a big leap forward for internet. Fuck! We had this shit running? Okay, I get it. Okay, maybe I was lost in thought multiple times. Did that make any sense, or doesn't? Of course I have somewhat of a holier than thou kind of attitude. So, I'm not saying whatever I'm thinking has to be the right way of doing things. And definitely is not the way it will happen. Cryptocurrency would have a huge implication in the world, rightfully so, because real currency sucks. The entire process of real currency sucks, and the part when all those cashless payment system etc. has made it better, not better enough to still not lose to crypto. Right? So it will win. I just don't like that entire concept of mining, how much we are contributing to the global warming, etc., climate change, etc. I think we can do better stuff. We can do better than what we are doing currently, with what we have, the resources we have. Sorry? Also, buy, like, replenish
Your
it
top
in the
tower
moment.
is being attacked.
Like a wisp.
Your top tower is under siege.
I'm but a shadow.
When fights and stuff happening, it's hard to hear you from your ops. Oh, okay. Got it. Should I? Okay, by the way, so I was explaining before, I'm on a new system right now. I don't have things tuned down. Maybe my voice is soft, maybe there are noises, there are lots of other things going on. I need to hear this stream and figure out what are the things I need to do differently. But meanwhile, if there are growing issues like can't hear you properly because of this, because of that, please tell me. I'll act accordingly. If the game sound is way too high, I'll turn it down. Do you mind reducing game sound like 2 to 4%? You know, 20 to 40%. Let's see. Audio, master volume. I think this should be better, right? How about this? No, from streaming. Tell me how is this one? How is this right now? I'll stream I'll set up stream afterwards from your OBS main your yeah. So I'm not using Streamlabs. I'm using regular OBS.
I am not ready.
That should help.
Fuck, that was bad idea. Anyways. What would be the difference if I reduced it from Streamlabs versus here? Like I reduced the master volume, right? So it should be pretty much same. That's my next item. Uh-oh.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your
I
middle
see what
tower
happened.
is being attacked. Your middle tower has been destroyed.
If you are wondering what kind of item build is this, experimental.
Your top tower is being attacked.
I won't stop until the job is done. In the blink of an eye. Not yet. There falls my shadow, fells my blade. Very well.
BKB.
It's not done.
BKB is for pussies. I mean, yeah. BKB, How much does he have? Like, what's the cooldown on this shit? Okay, I get it. BKB it is. And it was bad idea to initiate on this guy, but how do I know that there's a Luna sitting behind a what do you call this guy? What's his name? That makes no sense. Yeah, poor choice of
Radiant has fortified its
hero to go on.
Your top
I just trying to poke.
Your bottom tower is being attacked. Your bottom tower has been destroyed.
Blink or you'll miss me. In I go. That went well, I think. Oh, yes.
In fact, even I didn't go for Battlefield race so that I can just poke and prod these fuckers.
Like a wisp. Or you'll miss me. See me not. Yes. It is not
I take my offering.
Dominating performance.
the phantom strikes.
I got killed apparently. Shit works. That 20% is not. That's a lot of magic resistance. This should give pretty good magic resistance, damage, and int. Like int on this hero is kind of insane. I'm not running out of mana all the time. I'm not trying like having to bring out. I mean, I have slot issues right now.
But they're orphans now. Dire's structure is fortified. Radiant has fortified its structures.
Don't hesitate. My blade persistence. Have some blade. Moving quickly. It is not time yet. Sinking.
Thank you. Huh? So, is it all over or what? नहीं है? Okay, ठीक है, सिर्फ कपड़े ही
Your
हैं।
top tower is under siege.
Okay.
Radiant's courier
Alright.
Your top tower is under
I am not ready.
What the fuck? Why are you so fast? I wasn't trying to use the BKB before the ages, but seems like I cannot do jack shit in without the BKB there. Ay, like dying, I thought died, but didn't have any health like after that. It was just not good.
Not yet. Oh, yes. Double damage.
Falcon Blade? Yeah, at this point, Falcon Blade is stupid. I agree. Even the orb, I don't have slot for it. By the time I have the ages down, I will also not have space for the orb.
They see me not.
Okay. Missed the wave. What's my next item? Satanic, is it?
Sneaky.
I feel like it.
Slyly.
I have a lot of I had a lot of negative armor, so yeah, that's kind of fine. Like depending on the idea that they don't have good. Who else died? Somebody else died, right? Before Kotal. Why was Lion? You mean Nullify or Satanic? Nullify. Yeah, that's something.
Why don't you celebrate?
Let me finish the Satanic, then I'll get Nullify.
Once you've swallowed the chips.
I love the idea of Nullify.
Like a wisp.
Fuck.
Killing's dominating, I guess.
I knew it. My Aegis was expiring. Fuck. Yeah, whatever happens. Nullify Satanic.
A fitting bounty.
Ooh, Penta. I'm really bad with this.
Your bottom tower is under attack. You might Radiant structures have been fortified. Your
That went well, I think.
Oh my god, I wanna. He's carrying me so hard. Like, and since the lane, I told you, right? So sometimes you see supports, they're not doing something radically different, but you can tell this dude is playing at a different level. His brain works on a different frequency. Oh, I have a slot free. Don't want to have a slot free. That sounds bollocks.
Don't blink or you'll miss me. Yes. Surreptitiously.
Vent!
Not yet.
should help.
I'm but a shadow.
think I made the right choices. I don't know. Kind of weird game. Like there's a lot of jumping back and
Here
forth.
I go. Moving quickly. Very well. Oh, yes.
You have blinks on AM. Yeah, I didn't really understand how they're playing it. They were confusingly backing or fronting. Couldn't really make a choice. And because like usually, because all the time I'm feeling, it doesn't really matter. I would do things in a more radically, like uh, wouldn't be afraid to jump. But because right now I have a streak, I guess, so it would not make much sense for me to die.
Sneaky. It is not that.
My god, I was spamming the BKB and Satanic. What happened? How much of it was... Boy. That was super fucking weird. I should have just BKB'd up immediately. My bad. My bad. The game has changed. I should BKB immediately. Eesh.
Your top tower is under siege.
BKB, I was spamming. I was like pressing both of them alternatively, right? Like which one works, which one ever works. Maybe that was the wrong idea. I shouldn't have used both. I should have just kept on pressing BKB. Two, like what it seems like that even if I do proc BKB, because anti mentions MKB, I might still die, right? So Satanic proccing was also important.
Oh, yes.
So I was trying to proc both.
I am not ready. Yes. Another attack. I am not ready. Creeping in. Blink of an eye. It is not
Oh shit, that was not. I switched Satanic and Nullifier. Again, fuck. But I did Nullify Satanic. No place. Shit. Go Abyssal, sell that purple thing. The purple thing is good. But I should go ahead and rush. What is this game? Seems like it was a bad move. Uh-oh. I think this is the rush.
In I go.
At last.
And this. Whenever a team falls back, their
Like a wisp.
immediate approach is, apart from this guy, everybody is trying to sit on the high ground, which is exactly what they shouldn't do.
Slyly.
And you can't talk them out of that.
I'll slip through their guard. There falls my shadow. Don't blink or you'll miss me. There falls my shadow. That's my blade. Slyly. It is not done yet. I'm not ashamed. In the blink of an eye. Don't blink or you'll miss me. Surreptitiously. Creeping in. I'll slip through their guard. It is not done. Oh yes.
Your top tower is under siege.
It is not done yet.
Your top tower
Like a
is
wisp.
part of your plan.
Ready? Very well. Yes. Not yet. In I go. I am not ready. It is not done yet. Yes.
possible kill.
Unnecessary will split. Anyways, purple thing you need boots. Yeah. He meant this. Mage Slayer. Mage Slayer. Without the Mage Slayer, I would have to come back to base before I could fight to get the mana. Anything, not anything else. God, Chopper. I saw him coming. I just farmer disable. My God, shit is insane. Okay. Too much control. Too much control. Like I had BKB. I had no way to break the BKB. Should I press the BKB to go after the
Your top tower.
centaur? It will make sense. That's why Captain Magic Resistance was helping me. Right? They dropped everything on me though. That's the good news. Yikes. He doesn't understand. It is not my last resort because I cannot use it like, oh, you are coming after me, then I'll activate my BKB and go off. No. The moment the situation is like, oh no, I need my BKB, I'm already perma disabled. I die
So,
there.
what's happening here then?
Between two will-o-wisps, there is no way for me to activate them. They're pulling one after another. So unless I already have BKB
My
pre-activated,
shadow. This should make my life easier.
I think I know what to buy.
Really?
I want to get a boots of travel. I want to get a boot of travel. I want to go blur and gonna push the side lane. Let's see if that works. That way I can do this.
Creeping in.
Wait.
Radiant's courier has been callously murdered.
Boots.
They see me not? Don't blink or you'll miss me. Like a wisp.
We shouldn't let them come to high ground.
Surreptitiously. They'll slip through their guard.
BKB
More
first
than
is
2
the way to
kills,
go.
but less than 4 kills.
Radiant has fortified its
Moving quickly. Oh, yes. Creeping in.
What hath evil wrought in my
Quick
absence?
strike.
Dire has fortified its structures.
Like it is.
I can hit them, yeah, right. I would comment the Rubik. Oh my god. I mean, like, there were definite chances of this game being lost. And we made a comeback. This guy did above and beyond. This guy blew. This guy just played the series. Doesn't matter. He played well. Not on the same frequency. As in, power frequency doesn't match, but it doesn't mean that he played bad in any sense. It's okay. GG's. Both those games, last two games, right? The results were different than what it should have. I should have lost this game. I shouldn't have lost the previous game. Things happen. What's the time? It's almost 1. Alright. Yeah, I think it's kind of difficult to elaborate on a topic, at least for me, while I'm like playing a video game and trying to discuss that topic. I keep on messing things up. So for what it's worth, if you have like because of the questions that you asked, Sumit, if there are some takeaways, like one, I prefer cryptocurrency as a form of currency more than I prefer the regular other currency we have. What I see going forward would happen that the conveniences of cryptocurrency, what cryptocurrency allows us to do, would, so normal currencies would gradually catch up to the same level, or they will get obliterated by cryptocurrency. So either you catch up and become cryptocurrency, as in through the value you provide, or get obliterated. Some of the things that won't change, the traceability part, like the cryptocurrency allows transaction without being traced back, the anonymity, etc., because governments they need to be able to track you down for different purposes, governments and government agencies. They wouldn't want to lose that fact, so that shit will stay. But all the other conveniences, a formless currency, like it doesn't have to be a note or it doesn't have to be a coin, etc., etc. So that part, and whatever the follow-up of that is, those things will continue to go on. So I, on that level, like, what I don't like is the mass history of mining currency. Like mining as a whole is a concept I don't like, I don't want people to do it, I don't want myself to do it, I don't want to subject more number of wattage and joules go into a make-believe shit. It's completely make-believe show. It does not make the humanity go any forward in any sense. Objective scale, like because we made cryptocurrency, that's why we went to Mars. That's not gonna happen. Like that, like, I mean, there can be, you bought this nut and screw with cryptocurrency from some Russian dealer, but that doesn't mean that objectively we couldn't go to Mars. It was not possible to go to Mars if we didn't have cryptocurrency. That wouldn't be ever the case. So from that perspective, the mining hysteria, I don't like it. I don't want it. I wish that was not the case. And the way Ethereum is changing the proof of stake, the way things are changing, I think it will get better. And another thing, that the reason cryptocurrency works the way cryptocurrency works is because it's traditional computing, not quantum computing. So the moment quantum computing comes into the picture, right, where all this hashing, it's not a matter of work that needs a long time to figure out what is happening, whether it's right or wrong. Quantum computing would make like entirety of our established entirety of crypto architecture, like the cryptography in itself, it will break that cryptography. If you haven't seen it, go watch a couple of, like, there are lots of good videos, lots of bad videos as well, but quantum computing cryptography, not cryptocurrency, cryptography means like when you're going to SSL website versus HTTP website, like HTTPS website versus HTTP website, what's the difference, how a man in the middle cannot attack you, etc., etc., how that does that public key cryptography works, and how quantum computing breaks that entire shit, the entire model of what is secure, what we know as secure, and secure transactions, secure storage, etc. All those things get broken by quantum computing. The more quantum computing becomes prevalent, the concept of how cryptocurrency is counted, stored, managed, the entire ecosystem around it will also become equally pointless technologically. There will be alternative approaches to that. I hope it does, and the one that happens is not as much resource intensive, like energy intensive. When I say resource, I mean energy, taking up energy that we could have used, the amount of energy you're using to run those mining farms, you could have used that, well, other shit, other stuff. Overall, we could have left less carbon footprint. So that's my point, entire point against cryptocurrency, nothing else. The carbon footprint, if you want to boil it down. And the last point about the entire metaverse, Web 3.0, I like or love the way internet made so that we needed HTML, HTTP as a protocol, HTML as a language, and all the different things we're doing on the web, the architecture framework, etc., etc. So the advent of metaverse would also mean that we already have that. So they are creating unified scene descriptor. So previously, let's say Maya and 3ds Max and all Blender, all the other different 3D tools would have different let's say all the different 3D tools would have different way of saying what is a file, right? The file, the animation, etc., etc., will be differently described for each of the file types or each of the programs. Now we are working towards, like, HTML. All the browsers can understand what HTML is. That's the way web speaks. Like, you communicate on the web through HTML. So similarly, unified scene descriptor is going to be that HTML for the 3D virtual reality, right? And that would be a massive progress, because now that entire ecosystem is massively fragmented. Everybody has their own proprietary shit. Like, let's say if you had to make a website for Internet Explorer, for Firefox, for Netscape Navigator, for Opera, if that sounds like a massive bowl of shit, because that's what it is, massive bowl of shit, and that's what it was back in 1995, etc. So they were not speaking the same language. They all had their different way of describing what internet is, what the communication should be, content should be, and and so yeah, where was I? So that HTML made it so that everybody have to write or make their content on the web once, and it is compatible everywhere. So similarly, there would be technological progresses for the web 3.0. That is something that I want to happen, because once that happens, when there is no standardization, there's proprietary only, then proprietary companies and organizations would be big. Open source would not be able to dent it. The moment you standardize it, now initially still open source would suck. It takes a little bit of time to build up, but at some point in time, open source tools would rock that, like, because there would not be enough overall man month being spent on a proprietary tool compared to a open source tool. So open source tool would start winning the moment it gets standardized. So I am all in favor of standardizing, because it makes the open source tools win, and by the measure it makes overall healthier place. There's less shady shit going under the hood. You can track, trace whatever something is doing, somebody is doing. The reason I'm completely conveniently using this OBS is because, and I don't find it problematic, even though I'm a somewhat a paranoid person, I'm fine installing OBS because OBS is open source. There are lots of other tools that I don't use, even though they're convenient, because they're not open source. So there are some values to it, and of course I'm not saying that always open source tools are better, but it's a gradual trend. Given enough time, open source tool would always end up being better than the proprietary tool. Proprietary tool has the win condition because of being proprietary. So the moment you standardize it, it's better. So that's the reason I want the Web 3.0 to win, because it will help standardize those things, those factors. It might seem like it only affects Web 3.0, virtual reality, etc. No, because when unified scene descriptor would be in place, if you are making a movie, right, low budget movie even, you can like make multiple studios or multiple people work on the same thing and still have a very high quality of output through whether battle scene or etc, because no matter who has license of which software, they can all work together. Right now that's not possible. If you don't know Blender, I cannot use you for your artistic talent for any open source kind of movie project or low budget movie projects, etc, right? Are you learning Web3? Are you planning to work on any dep of dApp of your own dApp? DApp is the name. Okay, cool. I have plans. I have some plans I'm running through. So let's move this stream to just chatting. It doesn't matter because it was PUBG for a long time. It's okay, fine. No matter who, nobody cares. So let's talk about this, right? So let me finish what I was talking about first. So that one, standardization is one thing. The second thing is that what it will enable us to do. Web3 will enable us to do. Standardization is one. Second thing is the enablement. People who did not have access to XYZ now will have access to XYZ. So there is this guy named let me switch my PC. Andrew Huberman, right? So Andrew Huberman, he's talking about neuroscience. He's talking about dopamine. This is his most popular video. So go to YouTube, look for Andrew Huberman, go to his channel, sort by most popular video, watch the one. One person in the comment section wrote that I am a 21-year-old. I cannot show this to you right now because this is on a different computer, right? But that's what it is. I can post the link to the video on the chat. Give me a sec. So this is the video. So the person saying that I'm a 20-year-old engineering student from Madrid, Spain, whatever it is. And this is unbelievably helpful. What a wonderful time we live in that I can listen to a top-notch neuroscientist talk about perhaps the most important topic for me in this particular moment in my life. And this is from the comfort of my bedroom and for free. And corny as it sounds, like it might sound basic, sound cringe, he has a massive point there, right? Think about this. Even 30 years back, to first of all getting the person to have that much of a vast knowledge base, like referring to this paper, that paper, and marching all those topics down, would have been problematic shit in the first place. And if there are 1 or 2% like that on the whole goddamn planet, then having access to that, what they're trying to talk about, what they're going on about, would have been incredibly difficult. And only in large university speech setup where seats are limited, a few lucky people would have somewhat of an opportunity to listen to this guy. Now, I'm not talking about only this person. I'm talking about anything that is happening. If I start listening, okay, why does an SMPS blow up like this, like, right? What happens that an SMPS does not, it gives all the right voltages on the right pins, but whenever you connect a load, it fails. What's the reason? If I search for that, 20 years back, if I am not somebody who studied electronics, I was at a dead end. I would need a few years of my life to figure shit out. Now, under 5 minutes, I can know that this is because of overcurrent protection. The current shunts are broken, and I need to fix that one. So that means access to resource is cumulative, it's exponential. The way it works is that more you have it, more it gets better to acquire even more. So if you have some, like the same way accumulation of wealth works. If you are rich, you are at a better position to become richer, right? So I like that concept as a whole. Okay, so I think I made those 2 points clear. Those are the reasons I want Web3 to be available, because of the medical and other implications that it has. Like I can experience something without needing to be somewhere. Like Eva Zubek went to the southern hemisphere's tallest mountain, that is on Antarctica, fought hailstorm and etc. I don't need to do that. I can just set up a VR headset and go there. Those kind of stuff as well. So anyways, so those all reasons I'm in for it. Second question that you asked, am I planning to do something about it? Yes, I am. I will come back to it, but the last question that you asked, that's kind of interesting. So both my parents, my dad never had any issue. So with technology, he is somebody who's kind of tries to. He is not on the edge of the technology, but he tries to keep at it, like stay together, run with the changes in technology. So when after class 10, I wanted to get admitted to a computer school, as in the computer classes, right? There used to be those kind of things back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I was trying to get admitted there. And before, when I was like, I need to do that, he went in before me. He signed up for it. He took the class. He finished it. Then my 10th class exam was over. Then he was like, yeah, let's get you admitted as well. Learn some more. And he actually went ahead and did the second level as well, like the learning basic Visual Studio, etc. So what point I'm trying to make is that he is not technologically challenged. so to say. Sometimes he has this like, no, I don't want to learn this thing, or I don't want to play a 3D video game like the action games or anything. But he's a gamer, he sticks with technology. The challenge was with my mother. My mom doesn't want or is not a tech person, so to say. So from that perspective, it was challenging for her to adapt to that. But at some point, she kind of understood that unless you do this, unless you understand this, unless you know this, life is just so much harder. Like right now, she doesn't miss TV anymore. She has completely become that person that, what is TV, right? It doesn't really matter whether she has TV or not, because if you have TV, you are just watching it a day, like the evening before. If you don't have TV, you are watching it the day after. Same episode, same everything. And she knows how to operate all the streaming apps and stuff. So she has come to that point where she, not happily, but after throwing all the arms and shit, she made that transition that she's okay with technology. On the topic of asking questions and finding answers, they still struggle. And the reason they struggle is because, I think, don't want to badmouth, but my parents prefer harder life over that. They literally say things even when we give them alternatives. Yeah, I think that's what I was getting at. So for some people, it's more challenging than the other. And I see that. Like I see that the contrast between, maybe for your parents, both your mother and father are on the same frequency. So you think all the old people are thinking the same way. I don't think that's the case. For me, my parents, like both the parents, and also my, as in, what do you call it? My father's, as in my uncle, right? My father's brother and my father's and his wife. So basically, what do you call that in Hindi? My Jethu and Jethima, as in we call that Jethu and Jethima, right? So I've seen them as well. So we have a larger spectrum here. My dad is super fine with technology. My Jethima, that's my Bomma, she is okay. Like I have to learn it. I have to learn. See, she is not well educated, but when there was need for typing as a texting with English keyboard, like Bolchi is Bolchi, she figured that out. She started using that kind of things, right? Chachi, Tao. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. So she learned that. She's not very highly educated, but she figured that out. So she's okay with that. Then comes my mother. She's like, oh, fine, fuck it, I will eventually learn. And my chacha, or like not chacha, it's like the opposite of chacha, like his elder brother. Anyways, Tau, I guess that's what he called. So he is completely, no, not my shit. I'm gonna go to that cha shop and like the tea shop and have a nice chat with those people. Like exactly the way you are talking about, right? So that's who he is. So I see that as a spectrum of different people coping with it differently. Not everybody is the same here. My parents still struggle with accepting things that are in a written format or being spoken or announced in any sense. Like if something comes in a authoritative format, like written somewhere in a book, or like comes in as a form of email, immediately it has value. It has more value. Like we question whether it can or cannot be a scam, can or cannot be a spam, right? For them, the untrust, like should I trust it inherently, that doesn't come to them. They inherently try to trust something that comes in a written format. I see that reason being in their lifetime, and this is not the grown up phase, this is the growing up phase when you start building your core values. At that point, it was not possible for them to see something that comes in that format and not trust it as is. If something comes in a written format, it has a stamp on it, it has a seal on it, it matters, it is correct, it's right. So your brain gets wired that way, right? So you cannot question it anymore. So that's the reason most of the scams and spams, all the victims are 50 years or older, because the entire generation grew up in that ecosystem where if you see something written down in that format, it is the truth. So when, that's why all the WhatsApp groups, etc., if the message comes in, right, says something, doesn't matter half truth, half lies, whatever agenda, propaganda is, like it's in a written format and it comes from a person that I know, even though that person is doing the same thing, but I'll come to that. It's the feedback loop. So because it comes from a person that I know of, must be the true thing, and all my other friends also need to know, so I'll forward that. And when it comes from them, all their other friends in that same age group also thinking the exact same shit, right? So it comes from the person I trust, and it has some matter of truth to it, and the other part that I cannot verify. So going by all the things that I can verify are true, so the part that I cannot verify must be true, so let's just go ahead with that. So I don't think there's a very good antidote to that. I gave my dad a talk even a week back. So what happened is that okay, story time. I was coming back from, my dad went to see a doctor, right? So he went to see a doctor. We were coming back, and meanwhile on the taxi cab, one of his friend called, and he was talking. He gave out like all the information he knows, and the amount of information he gave out, somebody can literally track me down my place, and actually can cause harm if they wanted to, right? Like ransomware attacks, etc., those kind of things can happen. So I didn't say anything because I know that even though far-fetched, not gonna happen there, potentially is possible. If somebody is chasing me, if somebody is trying to listen to me, or people are around me, would be the case. So I came back, spoke to him. You said X, Y, Z. Based on those things, these A, B, C can be figured out. If I can figure out A, B, C, then you can project that and find out all the other things. And then he understood, like, he kind of felt a bit lost, and I understand reasonably so, because he doesn't want to live in a world that is that much of a dystopian, like where he has to measure all his footprints, like foots, right? So he just doesn't want that. But I just made him understand that it's not about whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not. The world is what it is. You have to understand that, you have to realize that, you have to go with this. um, like, let's say the place that I grew up in, it was a very culturally good, well, like a place that was really good, culturally good. In last 20 years, it has become culturally bad. Now, last year there was a shootout, right? So it's not really a good place anymore. So I gave him that example, like the place that it was, the place that is now, you can see that change. The things that you could do back then, like walking back home at the middle of night, even being a high profile person there, politically high profile for some reason anyway. So you could do that. Would you be able to do that now? If anybody who were like you were there right now, would you take that risk? He said no. That means that you are adapting to the situation, right? The world is changing and you're adapting, so you have to do that same thing for the rest of the world as well. Just because an email came in asking to change your this shit, that shit, doesn't mean you need to actually go and change that thing. Listen to these things, check for these things, understand why would a bank or somebody, your credit card company, would tell you to do this. What's they in it for them? Why would they want you to do that, right? So you have to think about these things critically. So right now, for last 7 days, he has came back to me 2 times trying to validate, like, I think this is a scam, I should not reply or do anything about it. Can you verify that's the case? And it was. So I validated him, but now I see that he is thinking about it critically. Same scenario with my father, spreading rumors all the time. We explained that we will verify that from. Yeah. So all that WhatsApp university shit, right? So I made sure that my parents are not on WhatsApp. It was condition that if I see you guys have WhatsApp, I am not going to communicate. I'll delete your contact from my phone. Simple as that. So I made sure that they don't have WhatsApp, and they don't. So from that part, they're kind of a bit protected. Sometimes they complain about it, but yeah, trade-offs. What can you do? Like, if you have WhatsApp, you just this is just amplifies, right? So yeah. Anyways, long rant. I think this is 1 a.m. in like 1:15 in the morning for me. Been streaming for almost 4 hours now. So yeah, it was a longer stream than usual. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks to Gautam as well, but he probably went off. In any case, yeah, I'm trying to stream very regularly now, more regularly than ever before. There would still be times when I would skip a day or two, but and regularly means Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday same time, like 9 p.m. for our time, as in IST, but it will probably mean Canada time. I don't really know exactly how it will play out. But UTC you can call it like, yeah, 3 p.m., 4 p.m. UTC, GMT. Hey Gautam, yeah, I was thinking that you might be around as well. Yeah, so Gautam, Sumit, and Mimi was also watching, I guess. So Mimi, thanks all of you for being here. Yeah, cheers. Catch you guys next week again. Bye bye.